So when we came in, we were underwriting with higher interest rates from the get-go, where those interest rates sometimes killed the deal for a lot of DSOs that were buying when the interest rates were really low. We started with that as being our kind of normal, which I think helped us to get creative and create win-wins. Deals can get done if we truly create win-win deals.
All right, I'm here with Dr. Pete Theurer, CEO of Bridge Dental Group. Hey, Dr. Pete, thank you for joining.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Have you been to a DICOMO before?
It's the first time.
First time. What are your early impressions?
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's great. There's a lot of people, everyone from the industry is here, so it's really nice to get a lot done in a short amount of time.
Yeah. Have you been able to make some good new connections?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you founded your group in 2022.
Yep.
You now have 26
locations. Yep.
So that's pretty quick growth in a period of time when many people are struggling to grow at all.
Right.
What do you attribute that to? What's been your approach?
Our doctor-led approach, we are a partnership model. So doctor still has a lot of autonomy, and that's a buzzword, but we really live that, right? Where the doctors still feel like their practice is theirs. So we attract a certain doctor that's typically younger, still wanting to practice for a long time, gain the access to the advantages of being part of a group.
Yep.
But without giving up their practice, right?
Sure.
Or now becoming just an employee in their practice. So truly feeling like they still own, operate, and run their practice, from the employees feeling like they're still their boss.
Yeah.
Patients don't even know that any transaction happened.
Yeah.
So I think that, I am a dentist by background. So I think that has attributed to some credibility and trust that we're going to take care of them from the lens of a dentist instead of a lens of a finance guy.
Yeah.
So
how did you go about this, and what made you come to the decision that you wanted to found and scale a group?
Yeah. So I had my own private practice and saw what was happening in the industry and really saw that need for the type of DSO that we've become, right?
Yep.
There's some great DSOs out there that have done that are big and grown in scale.
Sure.
And, but saw that looked into those and thought about partnering with them. But ultimately decided that there was just something slightly different that I really wanted in the market, from that true autonomy from the doctor's perspective, and went at it.
Yeah. So what was your first move? Did you already have some connections with other independent dentists that you approached that to see if there was interest in acquisition? How did you kind of lay out the framework for how you were going to scale?
Yeah, great. So we had a small family office in Salt Lake City.
Okay.
That wanted to become an investor in a DSO.
Okay.
It so happened that they are childhood friends of mine.
Okay.
So there was an immediate built trust there to help provide the financial backing to be able to grow and scale to a size of the group that we are. A regular dentist, I had looked and talked to a lot of dentists that had tried to grow their own DSO.
Sure.
And they get to that 3 to 4, 5 sites and they're stuck. From lending, from banking, from operational, from all those things. So we really, with the partnership with Coldwater Capital, our parent company, like we're able to leverage scaling a business the right way.
Yeah.
And having the financial background and getting a lender that really trusted that story to really be able to go. Yes. Then to answer your first question, that initial few partners were, close friends that I had known, gone to dental school with, colleagues that I had known, in my career that trusted, me into what we were doing, that we were just trying to throw something together, that we were actually trying to build something really cool and special. But it's still in those beginning stages was a gamble for them, right? I mean, we're brand new. If you wanted to join a group, there were groups with hundreds of sites that they could join with a little more reputation, more story behind it. So it took a few doctors to take a chance on us, and then we got to 12 sites, and we're like, oh man, we are a DSO, right? And then to be able to grow the infrastructure and and support around those practices
Right.
became the next challenge.
Yes.
And that's where a lot of DSOs then get stuck.
Yeah.
So making some key hires in our management team to be able to really scale to that next level and support that growth was key.
Yeah.
And that's been awesome to see our doctors having great experiences. Then that just snowballs into more growth. So we've added about 12 sites per year,
Okay.
which has been fun.
Yeah. So now, do you still practice chairside at all?
Not at all. No.
At what point did you stop practicing chairside?
In the very beginning.
At the very beginning.
Yeah. I mean, if we were going to do
Yeah.
I was a point in my career with my practice, I could say, hey, I can really step away full time
Yep.
and devote everything to this. A lot of dentists in the industry thought, oh man, Pete, you're going to, build this DSO and ride off into the sunset, right? I mean, that's a little bit of the perception of some dentists.
Yep.
And I tell every one of them, man, I'm working more now than I ever did as a dentist. As a business.
Right.
And I'm traveling. I'm in hotels. I'm in it's a different lifestyle. It's definitely not a lot of guys were like, oh man, it's just a quick getting quick rich, scheme. And
no, definitely not.
Not that.
No.
A lot of hard work. And, but I think that's been a key too, is being able to be, non-clinical. I'm not involved in a practice. I'm not, pulled in that direction at all. I can really focus on the support we give our practices.
So what happened with your initial private practice?
Yeah.
Bringing an associate?
Yeah.
Into okay. Got it. And when you decided to step away from chairside, does that mean that you had already secured a capital partner to do the growth? Because what I hear a lot of times is, somebody starts to grow, they can't scale themselves. They have the problem with, well, now I have to move into a leadership role, but now I can't, my earnings disappear.
Yep.
And so there becomes all this challenge. But so from the outset, you had kind of formulated the business plan, sought out a capital partner, and were able to grow from that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
It was really that reverse engineering, what we really wanted to accomplish, starting out that way from the beginning.
Yeah.
And made all the difference instead of trying to scale into, slowly grow into it. I think that a lot of dentists have a hard time, like you said, getting out of the chair.
Yep.
Taking that chair side income away
Right.
is a big challenge.
Yep.
So being able to do that from the get-go was key.
And so then when you're looking to build out a leadership team, that becomes kind of the next level of heavy investment that you have to make in a group. When do you decide to start doing that? What are the first roles that you hire for, and for what purpose?
Yeah. So we hired early a financial analyst that has actually grown, blossomed, ran a lot of our acquisitions. Obviously, we wanted initially to have someone pretty high level that knew how to underwrite a deal, knew how to get us in the right financial situation and partnership, making sure we're checking all the right boxes financially.
Yeah.
So that we win on when we partner with the existing practice. So we made that hire initially, and built out that acquisition, that business development team first.
Yep.
And then as we grew, a COO role came really important. That was a really important hire for us. And Rich Nash, that runs our operations, does a phenomenal job. And that allowed me to still focus on acquisition,
right,
building the pipeline, bringing on doctors, that implementation, where he was then now running with our operations. Once a practice does partner with us, making sure that we are supporting them the right way, driving the right growth, the way the doctor wants to grow their practice and that such. And then along the way, we've hired for a marketing lead, accounting lead. I can't stress enough, getting the accounting in order earlier has been also a key to our success.
Yeah. Sounds like that's really laid a strong financial foundation.
Yes.
And that could be something really messy to try to put together after the fact when you've already started to scale. When you think about the value proposition for your organization, when you're out there in the market, potentially evaluating acquisition targets, other doctors that you want to partner with, from your perspective, what does a DSO need to do to ensure that you're properly supporting the practices within your organization?
Yeah, I think it's it's making sure that doctors, you're telling the right story from the get-go,
Yeah.
right? We don't want to get into a situation where we've told our doctors in the beginning, in the dating phase,
Yep.
hey, we're going to do this and this and this for you, and
Yep.
we actually can't do that.
Right.
We're a fairly light touch DSO.
Yep.
We're going to help support where the doctor wants. We're going to give the doctor still a lot of autonomy and a lot of responsibility. And so if we come in and say, hey, doc, we're just going to take over, you're going to just do chairside stuff. We're going to do everything for you.
Yeah.
Right. Now we've set this expectation up that we can't meet.
Yep.
So being really realistic on setting the right expectation from the beginning.
Yep.
And then making sure we can deliver, which sounds funny.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty simple,
but it's not necessarily.
But sometimes it can be challenging, right? So making sure that we're telling the right story from the get-go of what we really the doctor can really expect from us.
Yep.
And then making sure we can hit those expectations has been the key. And doctors are happy. I mean, if we don't have happy doctors, we will not grow.
Right.
And that would be terrible. I would go right back to being chairside. I love dentistry still. I love practicing.
Sure.
I get to dabble a little bit in it still. And if I didn't truly feel like we're creating something really positive value-wise to our doctors, I'd go right back to being chairside.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if your ideal doctor partner profile is somebody that's younger, that's not towards the end of their career, I would imagine they do have a desire to have a little bit more control over what's still happening. So they're not quite ready at that point, just to kind of hand everything off. So the light touch, I would imagine, works well.
Yeah.
What are some of the areas of opportunity that you see close to acquisition where you can add more value and where you see their opportunity to help drive growth?
That's great. I think we want to create doctor success. So yes, growth is key. We want to grow the practice, but a success story for a doctor might mean a lot of different things. Sure. I'll tell this just quick story of our very first doctor partner who took the very first chance on us when we didn't have really anything going for us. And this doc was running a phenomenal fee-for-service practice, and was working 3.5 days a week.
Yep.
Right. But was on his way to having baby number 4 and 5 that were twins.
Sure.
And he's like, hey, guys, success for me is going to be continuing to grow my practice at a steady clip.
Yep.
While actually reducing my chairside time.
Yeah.
So with our help, we went out, found an associate, brought that associate in. Now that doctor still only works 2.5 days. He scaled back 1 day clinically, but the practice has grown over 40% since we've been able to partner with them. Part of that is adding services.
Sure.
So opening our doctors' eyes. So everyone has their own skill set and they gravitate toward a certain procedure base in their practice.
Mm-hmm.
But sharing stories across our group of what other doctors are doing helps open doctors' eyes to what's possible out there. So we've added procedure based, whether it's endo or implants or all on X, that's really added to the value of the practice and grow the practice without we won't ever tell a doc, hey, you've got to grow this way.
Sure.
This is not our DNA.
Sure.
Right. But creating the awareness so our doctors come asking, hey, can you help me get here?
Yeah.
We're like, oh, absolutely. We can help you get there. So that's been really fun to watch.
And what are your observations on the market today as it relates to acquiring new practices? When you're out doing diligence and seeing individuals that are interested in potentially partnering with a DSO, what's that looking like? Do you feel the multiples are fair? Are the businesses healthy? And maybe talk just a bit about what your actual ideal profile looks like.
Yeah, that's great. So our ideal profile, I'm going to go backwards maybe a little bit, but our ideal profile speaks to our average. Our average practice is just under 2 million in collections.
Yep.
And just under 500,000 of EBITDA.
Yeah.
Fairly healthy practices, bread and butter that we love and have a lot of like the super GP.
Yeah.
Like to keep a lot of procedures in-house. Number of our dentists, hire associates that are specialists. We love that.
Yep.
our minimum threshold, we've got to have at least 200,000 of EBITDA. And usually that translates into 1 to 1.2 in collections.
Sure.
Is kind of what we'll start looking at. As far as the market, there are phenomenal dentists out there still. I mean, we see them all the time, right? They're still coming to the market. They're still looking for affiliation.
Yeah.
They have different goals. They're at different stages of their career. I think there's so much opportunity out there. I do think recently we've seen valuations for, our acquisitions of practices go up slightly.
Yeah.
Which is good for the doctors in the initial bite. It makes it harder for us as a DSO to get there as far as valuation goes. We have to get creative in deal structure and things like that we feel like we're accomplishing very well. Right now it's tough on to plan for, a recap, right? And that's the buzzword going around Dykema here, right? Like where markets are, there's no recaps happening.
Right.
What's interesting to us is you hear, these single practices with healthy EBITDA, right?
Yeah.
Good businesses are going for 7 to sometimes 8 times. But then, a platform group with 15 million of EBITDA is getting a 10, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the economics of that. We're kind of, as a DSO, we're kind of going, how does that work?
Right.
And I think most DSOs are still buying with the idea that those multiples are going to come back.
Right.
To
expectation.
To low teens, to mid-teens, right? That they're going to come back. The expectation is that we're buying now at slightly higher multiples, knowing that, right? We didn't get in when, we heard stories of the DSOs that came on right before us that were buying practices for 4s and 5s. Like,
right.
We never saw that, which I think to our advantage, we never underwrote that.
Sure.
So when we came in, we were underwriting with higher interest rates from the get-go.
Yep.
So where those interest rates sometimes killed the deal for a lot of these DSOs that were buying previous when the interest rates were really low, and they're like, oh, how do we do a deal now? We started with that as being our kind of normal, which I think helped us have to get there.
Sure.
Right. From the beginning and get creative and create win-wins. Obviously, deals can get done if we truly create win-win deals.
Right.
If a doctor really wins and the DSO is set up to win as well. All right. Sometimes doctors, right, in our model, they got to know, like, if we set the deal up for you to win, doctor, and the DSO to win, like, eventually, because you're going to be part of our DSO, you're going to win with us.
Yeah.
And creating that win-win scenario is really key.
That's awesome. Hey, thank you for joining, Dr. Theurer.
Appreciate it. Thank you for your time, man.
Pleasure.
Okay.
The Dental Economist Show is brought to you by Planet DDS. To find out more about how cloud-based dental software by Planet DDS helps unleash dentists and their staff to focus on patient care, visit www.planetdds.com. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes by following wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks for listening.